Hey, hi, hello. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody's Cat.
Hi, hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon.
We're hanging out here in the waiting room, first floor, General Hospital. Going to talk about the week's soap opera. Oh, yeah, we're going to get deep into the stories.
Into the stories.
Everything that happened this week, General Hospital, we're going to cover it blow by blow, beat by beat, minute by minute. Settle in. This podcast is going to be 6 hours long.
Unless we forget to talk about it.
Unless we get sidetracked talking specifically for too long, 45 minutes at length about somebody that's not on the show anymore. That's what you're in for this week, here
It's
live
all
on the 10th Floor
like that.
Podcast. Hey, everybody. Hi. Good morning. Once again, get on out of that waiting room, folks. Climb on into the elevator. It's time to go all the way up to the 10th floor. You know, Ma, it's not just us. I think this might be actually everybody's favorite portion of the podcast.
You think so?
Yeah. Climb on into the elevator, folks. Grab some of that snacks.
I'll scoot all the way
Some of that morning grub that
scoot
Chandra has provided everybody.
back. Where I'll make plenty of room for everybody.
And you know what? And if we need to take 2 trips, then let's just do that. We all know that only one of the elevators functions here in General Hospital. Chandra's with us. Hello, Chandra. Keita. Billy. Hello, y'all. Millie is with us. Billy and Millie. Waiting
Kind
for
of like that cat.
Yeah, waiting for Vanilli to come next. Jeannie's here, and she did her mod duty. She shared the podcast link this week on Facebook. So
Who's in?
Jeannie. Because she's a moderator. Moderator Jeannie's with us.
Yes.
Yes,
Hi,
as
Jeannie.
always. Hi, Jeannie. Let's see who Lee's here. Very generous. Lee.
Good morning, Lee.
I'm going to go ahead and say this week's episode of the 10th Floor Podcast has been brought to you by Lee. Hi, Lee.
In the west or the east? Where are you?
Who else is here? Liz. Hello, Liz. Rochelle. Marla. Hello, Marla 5656. I don't think I've seen that name before, and if I have, I've forgotten. So welcome back, or hello for the first time.
Hi, Marla.
Hello. Hey, hi, hello. Okay, hi. Everybody, settle in. Jeannie just watched Friday. And that's a good place to start, because Natalia's out of her gourd, y'all. You walk out of the elevator, you look to the left, you see Natalia just walking up and down the hallways, just ruining everything.
I typically watch Friday's show again on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So I just saw her acting a fool just a little while ago, too.
Melissa is here with us as well. Now we can really begin, according to her. All right, so let's settle in, folks. Let's talk about delusional as heck Natalia. Natalia spinning this story in her head, folks. This is not anything that Sunny has promised her. This is how she has interpreted Sunny's words.
I was trying to think back of the conversation in the car that she had, which we at the 10th floor, we thought that was her very unsavory ending, kind of like walking into the 10th floor.
Yeah. It was like the elevator doors closing, but it was a car door.
That's what I kind of thought. Oh, man, it kind of like,
Okay.
well, wrong.
Soft exit for Natalia.
No, evidently not.
No, loud exit.
But I was thinking back of the conversation, though, Matt, of she and Sunny in the car.
Right.
Sunny said, he did not say he was going with her.
No.
He said he was joining her later. He
Yeah.
said, I will come later. That's what he said. And he didn't even say a date. He said, I will come later.
He
didn't
didn't
say anything about staying.
No. He meant that I will stay somebody that you will remain in contact with from your old life, and I will come visit you.
Exactly.
That's what he was saying, but she interpreted that as wildly misinterpreted, and said, "Oh, well, Sonny's going to leave his life for me, and we're going to start anew together in Belize." And she's running forward with this new truth. I think it's because it's the only possible thing that she could have handled, like to leave everybody behind and not have Sonny right there with her.
Yeah.
It's too much for her.
Yeah, I think the Lulu title is good for her. Yeah, she did spin something in her brain, didn't she?
Big time.
She spun a scenario in her brain that was creation of her own.
She spun it in such a degree, too, that it terrified the hell out of Marco. Because he's like, there's no way in hell that whatever it is that's going on in your head is the actual truth. To a point where you've been lied to, he's gonna kill you, Mom.
Yeah.
What a good
And
scene.
I never thought that. But, she keeps on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Who knows what's going to happen? That limousine knows how to go to the Pine Barrens as well.
It does.
It's not on autopilot for the airport.
No. I know
it's not.
it knows what direction to take the fork in the road, left or right. Either way, you're not coming back to Port Charles. Kaiwan is here. Hello, Kaiwan.
Hi, Kaiwan. And he told her. That she would have a new identity there and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be like,
Look at
Maria
her over
Santos.
there. Actually, when it comes to double crossing Sonny, he has a little affection for her because of the time in LA and the time that and then she lied on the stand.
Everything that Sonny has said has, everything that he said to her was genuine. He wasn't lying. She just wildly misunderstood. Wildly misunderstood and just spun it and made it into something like I said, I guess she could handle. Because, oh my, I got mama. I'm an Ava LaRue fan,
Me too.
I like her.
Me too.
And what she's been able to do with this material has been really good. I'm so sorry that it's exit material.
Me too, because we saw Ava LaRue's acting chops on Friday, big time.
The flimsiest of masks covering the absolute destruction of her heart over the fact that she's about to leave everything behind. Like this delusion that she's living is her self-preservation of her very soul, which is being crushed over the fact of leaving everything behind. Because I feel as though there was always a narrow portion of something inside of her that felt, up until that last conversation with Marco, that there was still a chance for reconciliation at some point.
Yeah, I think you're right. But this is what gets me about her. Natalia is the whole package. She made a mess of her relationship with Marco before she made a mess of her relationship with Allison.
Yes, that's true.
Oh my gosh.
Over the same thing.
Over the same thing. Clearly made a huge mistake with her son in acceptance. A huge mistake. And learned not a gosh darn thing about it.
Nope.
Went around and did the exact same thing to her daughter.
And
her daughter had the same response as her son. I said, my gosh, this is just an old lesson that humans just can't learn. So many people will do the same thing expecting a different outcome. So many people do it, and in so many different subjects. But they will do the same exact thing with expected different outcome and are just blown away when that's what happens. And that's what happened with her. She's very, when it comes to like financials and being a businesswoman.
What a great accountant.
I thought she's pretty good. She would see things even I think that some other folks may not see.
Well, she found the whole Sunny bank account thing.
But she was kind of schooled by her devious ex-husband. She knows what to look for.
To a degree. She's touched the underworld, even though she left it behind. But she did drive her son right into its loving embrace. Because here's the thing, Ma. Here's the thing, and I think that you might agree or you might have a different opinion, but I feel as though I'm reading the soap writing on the wall here. You know how they do. Like in the Truman Show when Jim Carrey like drew a bunch of stuff in soap on the mirror. That one scene. Very much the soap writing on the mirror here when it comes to the future of Natalia. She's going to ruin this christening. She's going to wind up in a ditch. Marco is going to think old Sonny did it, and he's going to run right into the loving embrace of his criminal father to do something about it.
Perhaps.
Causing a big issue with his relationship with Lucas because of the connection that Lucas has to Sonny, Carly, that whole unit. just by relation.
You cannot forget Lucas is indeed a Spencer.
He is indeed a Spencer. He is Bobby's kid, just like Carly is.
Mm-hmm.
Carly's brother. Mm-hmm. And if you touch Sonny, you're touching Carly, even if they aren't romantically linked. Their lives shall always be.
He is so connected through town. He has so many cousins and so many families, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He's got cousins. Well,
you talking about Lucas?
Lucas.
Yeah, I mean he's a Jerome. He's a Spencer.
Yes.
You know.
He's a Jones too.
Yeah. He's Jones Spencer. Goodness gracious. We mentioned it before, Jerome. And then that bleeds into Cassadine as well, linking through Sam. So that makes him link to Molly and Christina, which makes him link right back to Sonny more directly than just the ex-marriage of Carly. And it really feeds into Lucas's reaction to Mark, walking into the situation and seeing Marco's reaction. And clearly Marco has stayed away from the criminal element in the past, because this man is not making the I'm going to sweep this under the rug and do this my way mindset. He was ready to call the cops.
Right.
And Lucas is like, oh, okay.
I don't think Marco's been to the dark side yet either.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. But Lucas has seen the dark side, and he was able to stop Marco.
Yeah, he is.
It was my favorite part of the week. I got to be honest, Ma.
Was it?
Yeah, Lucas stopping Marco from calling the police. It was just a flash. It was a moment just before the commercial break. Just a line. Just him reaching over, grabbing him by the hand and saying, "Don't." It was my favorite part of the week.
Oh my gosh, if he's at the GH thing, I'm going to make him talk to you.
I really enjoy his I enjoy his performing. I think he's just
I know you do.
One of the best that's on the cast. And so, anyway, good stuff. And this week also really sold me on Marco, big time. Like, this was an anchoring week for the character of Marco. This is really where he gets in deep with the stories that are happening. He's not just floating on the outside as the co-worker of here, the son of that, and the boyfriend of this. Now he's getting really sunk into the story.
Natalia, she went and did herself a roundy round in town, didn't she?
Yeah.
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 She left her hotel room. She went here. She went there. She went to. Now she's at the christening.
She's going everywhere, ruining everything, Mom.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. I think that I don't think that Jason and Sonny will let her yammer in the church long.
No, they're gonna put that out right away.
Yeah. Well, like Jason told Carly, we're gonna squash anything that happens today.
Right away. We're just gonna muzzle her. Just like Hannibal Lecter. We're gonna put a Lecter mask on her and drag her out of the church.
Yeah, she's. I like this though. I'm very pleased that they're not exiting her character in that long last conversation in the car.
Yeah. I'm happy for what they've added to it and how it's going to do something. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that it helps with. It helps with Sasha's decision to keep Michael out of the parenting. Like, look at this. I invite your family to this thing, and well, what do you know? Mm-hmm. I barely talk to Holly. Okay, I expect Holly to do something like this.
No, Holly's upstairs changing your baby's diaper and changing her clothes.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be the twist? Because I thought about that. I thought about that myself. Like, what if Holly's just nuts? She's only talking to Robert. Robert's covering. I can't find Holly. Holly's gone. She scampered off again, but I'm too embarrassed to say anything.
Well, I think it's Holly. I think it's Holly messing around in the house.
I just didn't think that you would let me near my baby daughter, my granddaughter. I wanted to get to know her.
A funnier thing would be, it's stupid, Gladys.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm in it. I'm with it though. Why not? She's like, oh, this, it's Liam. It's Lenora. Melissa thinks that Natalia is going to return in 2 years as the new head of a dead Sidwell's organization. They'll have gotten back together Sidwell oppose his kidnapping of her as saving her from Sonny. And Rochelle...
Yeah, I'm there for it.
And Rochelle loves, I should say, the character and the actor of Marco. Which is good. It's like I said, it was a good anchoring week for him. It was a good performance. I really enjoyed his scene with Natalia when he was like warning her that he's gonna kill you. Like the way that he was like, this is so obviously a Sopranos move, and you can't see it. Like they're gonna take you on the boat like Fredo, and he's gonna look out the window as he watches it happen. Ma, you can't do this. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And I think Marco seemed like taken aback that his mom would be that gullible and stupid.
Right. Like, how far gone are you?
Exactly.
Did you drink before coming here? Because I see you drink in your hand right now. You're just boozing it up. Still. Oh, my God.
But I did really enjoy the scene with her alone in the hotel room on Friday, coming with all the realization of what a doofus she's been.
You know who had a realization of what a doofus she's been, and then she turned it right back into his face? Porsha.
Yeah.
What a confrontation. What an interesting confrontation that I didn't expect to resolve in the way that it did. Because Curtis is all like, well, I'm going to leave your ass. Right? And Portia's like, oh, again, this line, Curtis, what is it? This whole, I'm just going to marry the reflection in the mirror one day because nobody can ever be you, Curtis. At least I love you when you lie, cheat, and steal for our family. And it's like, oh, baby, that was a hot thing to say.
And then it kind of turned him on. He wanted to kiss her on the desk after that.
Like, ooh, what a thing to say. And you know what? I don't hate the perspective. I liked that development. If this reunites them and now they're just more like mischievous together or more okay with like lying behind each other's backs and stuff, I'm into it.
Well, I tell you what Jordan's into. She's into perhaps like seeing Curtis in the skivvies again. She's interested in that.
I don't know what's going to happen between Curtis, Isaiah, Jordan, and Porsha, but obviously it's leading somewhere between the four of them. I'm not going to say we're going to go beyond the gates and have all four of them hop into bed together and start being swingers, but there's a crash happening. We're headed to a brick wall here of a love confrontation. Because Jordan sees this and she's going to turn around and go, oh, Isaiah, look at blah, 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 da, 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 da. And he's going to be like, oh, but I still have a candle for you, Jordan. And then there's going to be more tension between Porsha. And then they're just going to be all like romantically intertwined and just mixed up in their feelings like they're high school seniors.
Maybe they're going to be all like that.
Yeah. And then there's going to be like two pregnancies. Jordan and Porsha get pregnant at the same time. And Isaiah thinks he's the daddy. And then Curtis thinks he's the daddy. But as it turns out, they're the daddy of the opposite baby.
Oh my gosh. They could be like Sydney and Johnny. Twins, but with different daddies.
No. Well, I mean, sure. They get pregnant on the same night. But it's because they both cheated at the same time.
Wouldn't that be something?
And they just don't know until there's a revelation. They're like, am I even pregnant with your baby? I don't even know. And there's drama, and they have to go in places like this and look like that lady. As they're waiting, and then they have their friend going, it's going to be okay, Brenda. It's going to be all right. Yeah.
It's going to be all right?
It's going to be okay. Yeah.
It's complicated, huh?
Melissa loved Porsha in that argument. She called him out like she was a part of the audience.
Yeah, she did.
And that's
I liked it too.
That always
I
feels
liked
good.
it too. And when Jordan just comes in there, without knocking, and they're about to get busy on the desk.
Start knocking on doors, folks.
My gosh, the look.
I thought they were split up. I felt as though that Curtis and I were back together.
Portia's look at Jordan. She was like, yeah, we were getting busy, bitch.
This is better than what you did at the pool, huh? You reminisced. We're canoodling.
Oh, but Porsha got extremely jealous when she saw the two of them talking, right?
Oh, totally.
Oh my gosh, she
Absolutely.
got so jealous.
Rightfully so, though. I mean, she's not seeing what's happening there. She's not making stuff up. She's reacting to a real vibe coming off of these two that she must interfere with, because here's the thing. Curtis is like an electron bouncing between two.
I'm starting to think that Donnell said, I ain't kissing nobody except for these two.
These two. So if you want some sort of romantic problem, then it's going to be between these two. I don't care. I don't care if this is the fourth relationship I've had with Jordan in the life of Curtis, before show and during show. It doesn't matter to me. If we can reminisce about things that didn't even happen on the show, things that happened before both of our characters were introduced, we can sit here and reminisce about that at the pool. It's actually good for us because we haven't played those romantic scenes together. You're the recast after we divorced, so this is going to give us an anchor going forward. Oh my gosh. You can steal Curtis back, says Kaiwan, and that's exactly it. Yeah, Curtis is steal backable.
Yeah.
Hey, Tracy.
Yeah, he's like the original video game Pong, you know? Pong.
Bing, dong, dong, ding. But here's the thing. The longer you play Pong, what happens? The faster that ball bounces back and forth.
It's true.
See, now that's a GIF, folks. In the way that General Hospital pronounces it, that's a GIF. So if somebody can make me a GIF of that, of Curtis's head in a Pong scenario, bouncing back and forth between paddles of Jordan and Porsha, and then like put my name or name on it, 10th floor, all that, and then like send it to me so I can share it, and then also be like, hey, I did this out of the kindness of my heart. There's no need to credit me, and tell everybody that somebody else made this for you and this isn't actually your creation. Like, that would be great if you could just send that to me. Thank you. Hey, Melinda. Hi.
Yeah, I like that scene too. I thought Portia's assertiveness was very good, and she kind of schooled him a little bit, and I think that's why he got kind of turned on, and that's why he was.
Oh yeah. He's like, ooh, somebody put me in my place. Ooh, I feel the power. LaShawn is here too, Ma. Hello, LaShawn.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's going on? Curtis is basically Warner from Legally Blonde, says Melissa. I never saw Legally Blonde, so I don't know the reference. Isn't that wild? I can give you a Newhart reference, but not a Legally Blonde reference.
I have seen Legally Blonde, but it's been so long since I've seen it. I wouldn't be recollect.
Melinda says wife and ex-wife to wife. And I'm going to follow up with, who are you, Erica Kane?
Exactly.
I'm going to marry you for the 8th time, Jackson Montgomery.
Well, she better, I don't know, Portia might be in hot water there at the hospital still, so she better, I don't know. Her income might be dwindling.
Well, you know, they need to unify to take old Drew out.
Yeah, they do.
So we'll see. We'll see about that. We'll definitely see about that. Drew is losing and winning. You know, he's playing the game still. Mm-hmm. You know, he catches a blow, but then there's somebody there to tell him something new, to egg him on. Mm-hmm. Oh boy! All right.
So what did you think? What did you think, Matt, of Tracy going up there, trying to do what he said, and then she just turned? I expected her to turn on him like that. I did. I didn't think she was.
Oh yeah, no way, no way in a million years. Not unless like the life of Leo was on the line or something.
Exactly.
You know, he's like, I've got a poison needle over Leo's jugular. You better say this, Tracy. Like that's the only way. That's the only way. There's no like money, name, house, anything that's gonna have Tracy just be like, well, I'm gonna take all the credit of blah blah blah. No, absolutely not. Especially when her biggest defense is, I wouldn't be as stupid as to leave it in my car. Like, if you're gonna have me lie about something, at least have me lie about something I would actually do.
Yeah, don't make me feeble like I can't remember what I
make me look dumb. In the car. Don't make me look like a dummy.
Exactly. Tracy. Get him, girl.
my gosh. But anyway, great way to start off the week. Excellent press conference. We all knew that Tracy wasn't going to say anything, and so we were all just waiting to see what it is that she would say.
Mm-hmm.
And she laid it out as we all expected it, in the way that only Tracy can do.
Mm-hmm.
But it was beyond Tracy's contribution that actually really made the entire sequence even more worth it. Okay, and that man, his name, Michael E. Knight, fallen off the stage, battling out verbally with Tracy, and the whole inspiration for his character being on the side of, well, there's two things. Number one, he does not like Tracy. He was the original lawyer before Rick stepped in for a little bit, but he was the one that has been fighting for the Quartermain name on Drew's behalf for a while now.
Yeah.
I even think that didn't he do the crypt stuff?
Yes, he's involved in that too. Yes.
Yeah. So his leaving of the scene and going to jail was very short lived. Yeah. It was more to explain why Rick was at the trial rather than him for the custody.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway. So he's back full form, doesn't like Tracy, falling off the stage, reaching out for the receipt because of Cody. Cody sliding in, 11th hour, coming in, not only to protect Tracy, but also to just blow it up for Drew. Just be like, okay, back to zero, back to square one when it comes to this thing. Nobody has the advantage. Nobody wins anything. Nobody has lost anything.
To me, Tracy will never, it doesn't matter what Drew does, he will never, ever get back on her good graces. When he disrespected and decided the remains of Lila and Edward didn't matter, they could be bulldozed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that was it for Miss Tracy Angelica.
Enemy forever. An enemy forever.
Forever. I can't see right now what Quartermain might forgive him ever that's an adult today.
Tracy.
I don't think he's going to get any forgiveness from her.
How are they supposed to start dating if she doesn't forgive him?
I'm talking about Drew. I'm not talking about...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Marty.
I'm sorry. No. He's too far gone. There's no crawling back. Unless there's the worm in the brain, I've had a tumor the whole time situation. But for him to be making these choices without being influenced by something else, no way. He's going to be the Quartermain on the outs, and he's going to connive his way into being the CEO of ELQ, and he's like, I'm back in the family whether you like it or not. He's going to be that kind of Quartermain.
I agree.
Yeah. It's working out so well. There's no reason to change it. There's no reason. Unless Cameron Matheson goes to Frank Valentini and he's like, hey, man, you got to change me back to this guy or I'm walking.
Why would I, as an actor, I just can't imagine why Cameron would want to go back to this guy.
It's got to be so much. He has to be having a good time. First of all, he's selling it really well. And, usually that happens when you believe in the material. And I'm going to use Rebecca Herbst as an example. Because her dressing down of Christina and Alexis is the best thing that she has done, even with Jonathan and Jackson back. Like, it's just been the most committed to the bit that Becky Herbst has been. And it's because she liked the material. Like, I don't need to ask her about that. I think it's just pretty obvious.
Do you guys remember back in the day, she used to have great scenes with Sam bickering. They had great scenes together bickering, her and Sam.
She loves it.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah, but Elizabeth did tell him, though, didn't she? She told them. It was good. I have to say.
Yeah?
I just do not like the character of Alexis. I just kind of never have. And I've never been like a super, Elizabeth is the greatest. I've never been like that either.
Right.
So
seeing them go at it.
Yeah.
You're like, who do I support? Neither one. I don't care.
Well, I was Team Elizabeth. It was easy. Yeah, I was Team Elizabeth.
Well, I definitely is in the right for this. She got swept up in something she had no business being swept up in. Mm-hmm. Oh man, then she got anchored on that couch.
If Molly doesn't change her I don't know, her demeanor. I can't say her personality. She can't, but her demeanor and just and her. She's too much of a Alexis Jr. She really is. She's becoming unlikable.
Ooh. But like story unlikable or just like audience unlikable?
Audience unlikable.
Ooh,
Because I
look at
kind of
that.
feel that way about Alexis. Sometimes on her side, but most of the time I think she's a judgy, pretentious, stuck
She
up.
is a meddling know-it-all.
She is.
She's a drunken meddling know-it-all with osteoporosis. Disbarred twice. Having to
Right.
crawl her way back in.
Same time, she's still got this kind of like a air about her that she's
Yeah, I think it's because I don't know, man. There's been key moments in the life of Alexis that have bled into the overall bones and structure that is General Hospital. That makes her somewhat necessary because she does drive. She drives plot big time.
she does, and I love her. Well, I can't say I always dislike her because that's not true. I like her when she's knee deep in her own crap.
When she's trying to get herself out of her own mess.
Yes.
I hear that. Chandra tolerates Alexis, but she's not a big fan. I think she's mostly there for the story because she is the character that will lie for Christina and coddle her over Molly, and also be a lawyer who gets put in these positions where now she has to embezzle because she's trying to protect people she loves. She's compromisable,
Yeah.
big time.
And the first thing that Alexis should have done when the whole being blackmailed was go and tell Laura the truth. They would have put their heads together and figured it
Oh
out.
yeah, especially Laura.
Especially
Especially
Laura.
Laura. And Jeannie Francis would have loved to play that. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. It's like Robin never left. I don't know what that means, Melissa. Molly
And
acts
now,
like her parents. I don't think so. Molly's very subdued.
well, you think that she's turning into her mom.
Oh. Except she won't be a drunk. And it'll be a
She
while
won't be
before
drunk.
she has
But I'm talking about
osteoporosis.
just the air about them of the
The
superiority and
know-it-all.
I'm just better and smarter. I'm better and smarter than everybody. That's the air I feel around them. Better and I'm smarter. No, you're not.
I see. I see. So Jeannie with a little contribution in the chat here. So thank you to Jeannie, who was watching Suds last week, and Angela, our friend Angela, who filled in for you last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
She mentioned that, and this isn't a spoiler because it's freaking obvious in the dialogue. We will be seeing Robert soon.
I think so, yes.
It's so obvious. It's really obvious in the dialogue this week, especially with her emphasizing the fact that she's talked to him way more than Holly. And here's
Sure.
the thing: it's a lot easier to get Tristan Rogers on your set than Emma Sams. She's got to fly over an ocean and like take medical precautions.
Well, yeah, she does. But I do think that she's going to make a quick stop over there at Prospect Park. I do. I think she's going to make a quick stop because I think she's going to go back and change that onesie one more time. Now, and I don't know about y'all, but did you ever put your newborn baby down without a blanket, without a snuggly, without a sleep sack, in just a
See,
onesie?
that's the funny part is I was watching
Not.
that sequence with half attention because it's fine. Listen, folks, it's 5 days a week. Don't at me. But I was making coffee or something, doing something else while that scene was playing, and so she said, "Now Daisy, what happened to you? Who did this?" Da, 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 da. And I'm seeing Daisy, no blanket, no snuggly, no nothing, and I'm like, somebody took the baby blanket. This is the first thing that she's like, what the hell's going on here? Because she's in there with nothing. Somebody just swiped everything that's in this crib. Oh my gosh, what a development. No, and that's it. Somebody just changed the diaper, and so she's reacting to the fact that you haven't wet yourself yet? There's no way that you haven't dirtied this diaper. Something has gone wrong.
But Cody will help her get to the bottom of all that.
But they just need to put up one of Michael's nanny cams. Just take the one that caught old Drew and Willow doing their nasty.
So often, though, you guys, don't we all yell at the TV when the obvious thing that they should be doing, they don't.
Yeah. Sometimes though, it's
Ask Wiley if Uncle Drew said that crap.
like that one. That one's a little easier to swallow for me than the nanny cam thing, and mostly it's just because it's been so well established in that house. Nanny cam this, nanny cam that. It's come up every story. Every story regarding a baby has had some sort of nanny cam shenanigan. So to have this one just completely miss that element entirely is asking the audience to suspend a little more disbelief than we're used to suspending.
I know, you just have to let it go. And a soap opera viewer, we really do have to do that to a certain degree because we were kind of like squash our own good time a little bit if we don't.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes. So whatever. Maybe they'll put one in there. Maybe they won't. Who cares? Ultimately, somebody's after this kid, and we got to stop them. And if it's Holly,
someone's going in there and changing their diaper and messing with her and changing her clothes and turning on the mobile and all that stuff.
I would hope it's not Holly. I think that would be weird. I'll accept it, but I think it would be weird.
It would be weird. I mean, yeah, it would be weird. It would be, but I don't know.
I'd rather like Holly like sneak in there to do something like that and see Willow changing the baby's diaper, and then Holly, gives her a stiff left hook. She goes tumbling over the crib, boom, boom, landing hard. Come on,
I don't
be good.
think. At this point, I really don't know who it is, but just the quick explanation to me would be Holly.
The quickest explanation is Willow, cause she's so sleepy.
Yeah? Well, maybe she's going a little crazy.
Oh, the baby had a yellow dress on, came back, she had a pink dress on. Gotcha.
A onesie, yes.
Gotcha, changed the
When she came
onesie.
back, change the onesie from yellow to pink, and she was turned the other way. Her head was facing the other direction in the crib. And as a newborn, she is not able to spin herself all the way around yet. Someone had to some left-handed person laid her down the other way.
Everybody watch how people are writing on the show. Okay? My mom always put the babies in upside down in the crib, okay? Always. My dad had to come in and fix us.
Yes. Okay. Well, no, he always had to, because I was the one doing that more often, so he had to remember to lay you down like a left-hander.
Because otherwise we would be confused. We're babies. We don't understand. These bars are the same, but the ceiling is different. I don't get it.
I'm all for a big, shocking surprise, though. That would be great.
I am too, and I want that shocking surprise to be a Holly left hook. I want that. I just want that. Lee says maybe it's Scotty. Ooh, why not? Ken Triner's looking for stuff to do. Why not?
I would love to be Scotty.
Melissa says I like the idea of it being Yuri. Because it's not ominous. He's just watching.
But when Sasha was speaking with Cody, though, she kind of led us to. She didn't say Yuri, but she did mention she's asked other people in the house, did you go in there? Did you change her diaper?
Yeah.
And the answer was no.
Yeah. Well, it was Monica. Yes, of course. I rewatched Liz finding Carly in the panic room yesterday. They're talking about Rick. It scrolled back a little bit here on the chat. Rick still looks amazing. But early aughts Rick was deadly fine.
He's a good-looking guy. Yes.
It was fun because there was this really quick bit. Again, another quick bit that I really enjoyed was Rick coming into the hospital and seeing Elizabeth, and he's like, "Ooh, Elizabeth," and then Alexis comes in, he's like, "Ooh, Alexis." He ducks out. Give me 1 hot second, folks. I just gotta stand up for a moment. I'll be right back. Mom, entertain the people with a joke.
Entertain the people with a joke. Well, what else did I think? Yeah, I would like it to be someone shocking. I would like it to be someone shocking and not, I don't know. Matthew put me on the spot like that, didn't he? I want Robert and Holly to come visit the baby though. I would like to see Robert again because it just makes me feel nostalgic, and I like seeing Robert. And he needs to bring the baby a didgeridoo.
Yeah, you're talking about Robert and a didgeridoo? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look at, did you feel
And
the...
Holly could bring, and Holly, the cool gift from Holly would be like a proper English tea set.
Like it's
A
it's
little one.
white porcelain and it's got like the blue like
Yes,
around
the
it, you
little,
know?
the little miniature, but really porcelain and a real tea set.
Oh, oh, this is how you drink tea properly, little Daisy.
Well, it's a cool, a
That's
little
fun.
homage, both of them.
Melissa says Sasha's having postpartum psychosis because of her past with Liam, so she's stalking her own baby in essence. She is biz. So I like that Melissa picked up our bit and continued with it. So thanks for that, Melissa.
Oh my gosh, did they not miss the mark? And they could actually revisit it if they really, really
Whenever they want to, any moment.
whenever they
Yeah.
wanted to. Um, a split personality of a Biz Liz would be so good, and Becky would be up for that task 100%.
Why not? Why not? Ugh, that's good time. Melissa says that Holly would bring that baby jewelry. And Chandra follows up, yeah, they'd be Sidwell's diamonds.
Yep. Yep. Those factors.
Oh, I forgot Mama Cat can't see the chat. That's funny. Chandra said Nikki Smith, question mark? So I'm not sure what you were talking about.
I never brought up One Life to Live.
Okay. Matt is doing his physical therapy. You're right, Melissa. I had to get up and do my... No. What's his name on the other side of the door needed a hat. So I brought him the hat. Because I'm kind and generous like that.
Yeah.
I am.
Yes, you are.
I am. I'm going to interrupt this podcast because someone needs a hat. I'll do it. Chandra, if you need a hat, you let me know, all right? I will fly out there.
Really?
Kaiwan suggests Willow, thinks maybe Gladys, like you said earlier, Ma. That would be fun.
It would be fun.
Daisy would come back from Grandma Holly's with blonde highlights, earrings, and a new rich toddler boyfriend. Melissa. How are they planning to bring Britt back? Asks Lee. Here's the thing, Lee. We don't know. Go to Suds for that. Go to Suds Media for that, because Angela might have the answer and she might give it to you Monday nights. Here we don't know. We don't know. My leading theory is that Liesl Obrecht is growing herself a new Brit through DNA that she found in a hairbrush and a mossy ball that she stole from Carly's kitchen. And between the two.
She is a brilliant but mad scientist.
Or she found somebody that resembles Brit just enough and changed her face and has been brainwashing her into being... I don't know. Or she...
She's on her way back, though. We do know that.
She teamed up with Dr. David Hayward, and there was just the slightest of heartbeats remaining in Brit's chest, and they were able to bring her back with the resurrection juice from the end of All My Children.
Well, wouldn't it be crazy if Britt was in there just touching the baby?
Maybe it's Brit. What'd she name that kid before he became Rocco?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. My little Benjamina. Because you're a girl. Benjamina. Mama Cat said she wants a big surprise concerning Daisy moving forward. Like she's actually Yuri's kid and it's not Michael's. Like Sasha was so blacked out drunk she forgot she also slept with Yuri.
No, nothing like that. Oh my gosh. No, I want some, like something like it to be someone we just 100% don't expect.
It's actually a comedy bit. You want it to be Robert with the didgeridoo. I get it. I'm clearing space for the didgeridoo.
Speaking of comedy, though, when Deanna came in and told Marty he didn't have no insurance.
Mm-hmm. Michael E. Knight is just a blessing, and he's got no money, and I don't know what he's going to do but be poor and be desperate. Desperately poor.
He is desperate. He's poor. He's chasing ambulances like he's a dog with a bone. And he has to stay on his sister's couch and listen to that squalling, bawling toddler all the time.
Yeah, Ace. Like Marty has to deal with Ace. We don't.
No,
We
we
don't
don't.
have, but Marty does. Marty
I
does.
think his behavior is so bad they just keep him off camera.
He's a bad kid. Like he's a dark Cassadine already. All right, there's no controlling him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You are born either with a Helena kind of DNA or more of a Alexis kind of DNA.
And that kid's parents is Esme and Nicholas. He does not have the best foot forward when it comes to mental stability.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
All right, don't forget.
Brian Chamberlain is his dang grandpa.
That child is absolutely destined for terrible things.
He is.
He's going to be fighting his demons harder than Nicholas had to. Grandpa Nicholas is going to have to come through, because he's old man dad.
Well, if anybody can center that kid, though, and make him not nutty, it's his grandma Laura.
Martin is the new Scotty, says Melissa.
I agree.
I agree too, and I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. It's tough because I think when you have such a classic character like Scotty Baldwin, who's done so much for so long, that it is really a disservice to the legendary status of the character to have them be the Marty Gray type, because it really is somebody that should be newer to the cast, who's subservient to, who is in such desperate, dire straits,
and didn't at one point Marty even stole Scotty's girl,
right?
Lucy. And was in the hay with her. Remember,
Lucy?
Yeah.
Or Scotty stole Marty's girl. Regardless, it's a disservice to Scotty Baldwin for him to do that. He would need to be. He's just the level of story that he should be involved in is Laura level, Mayor level, big things.
Why not?
On top of it all.
Why not how Diane and Alexis have their law firm? Why not Scotty and Marty have their law firm? They would be comedy gold.
That
and they
works.
have a revolving door of like ex-wives and stuff.
That works. That does work. I'm for that. If they can pitch that to Ken Schreiner and have him say, I'm with it, then let's do that. I think that's a good idea. I'm with it. I like that, Ma. I like that.
I mean, the way they've written, well, now, of course, they're not writing for Scotty, but the way they've written for Marty, like you said recently, it is like a Scotty Baldwin kind of character. It is.
That's Melissa's contribution. Chandra joked that Nikki Smith was moving the baby since Erica Slezak is coming back.
Well, I'm all for that, too.
Baldwin and Gray. That's exactly it. It sounds so legal and official.
It does. It sounds great, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it does. Good job, Melissa. Tracy has a type and Martin fits the bill. It's true. It's true. She's still looking at Sidwell real hard.
Yeah.
Harder than he's looking at her, that's for sure.
Sidwell is one sinister son of a gun. And we are going to learn lots and lots and lots of things and see lots and lots of things with that guy, for sure.
Do you think that he'll be responsible for the demise of Natalia?
I don't, gosh, I don't know. I don't know that he's that bad. Would he kill the mother of his child?
I think that Natalia is going to die in an accident, and it's going to look like she's going to cross the street, get hit by a car.
And Sonny offed her.
And it is in the timing of it, and this, that, and the other thing, and ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. That's my theory. Because she's drinking, that sort of stuff. She's there, she's being messy. But she hasn't said anything to Sidwell to be offed. Sonny's not going to do it. He said so many times, and he's such a dang softy. That's nothing that she does right now.
She went to Spoon Island in her tour. Mm-hmm. We talked to Sidwell as well.
Yeah, but it's just to be like, you know what? Here's my final middle finger. But it wasn't anything that would make him go, oh, I need to murder her. So, I just don't think that she's necessarily going to be offed by someone. I think that she's going to get, hit by a car crossing the street, and it's going to be misinterpreted.
She going to be Harmony?
Well, yeah, but, but not driven by Sasha, Which Sasha does need to throw into Willow's face at some point and just be like, I'm glad that I ran your mom over. I'm glad at this point.
And I don't like your real mom, Nina, either.
I wish I ran her over instead of Harmony.
Ooh.
Hey, Sandra. When your week goes in the tank, you can't enjoy your usual things. Sandra, I'm sorry that you had such a hard week and it all had to go into your gas tank, but at least you can get places, right? Is that what you mean? I hope that's what you mean. That your tank is full, your gas tank is full, and you're ready to travel the world.
Well, my tank is full. I mean, I'm full of piss and vinegar and ready to go.
Or at least up to the 10th floor with us. Thanks for coming, Sandra. Hey, what's going on? We're still on topic like 1.6. Oh, you know what, Melissa? You're right. You get about three of them in the hour and a half that we do this thing, okay? All right, you want structured podcasts? Go find another one, okay? Go watch James Lott Jr.
We don't know how to be structured. We don't.
We're just sitting here chit-chatting. I got these really scribbled notes, like Rocco and Danny find the file, and they had a first day at the pool. And then we start talking about that stuff. You know, there's no headline. There's no transition.
No. And, speaking of Rocco and Danny at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
They are acting like they're there at the pool hanging out. They're not acting like they're working. And the towel thing, but they barely used it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, that is just so real for a 17-year-old, 16-year-old teenage boy. That is just so real. What? Why can't we swim? We're done.
Good. It was good. It was accurate. It was good. And those guys work really well with each other.
Oh my gosh, aren't they great together? Rocco and Danny together are so good.
Yeah.
And they're better than they used to be. I see that their scenes together are just better and just seem more believable of two goofy 17-year-old boys that just don't have a clue at all. And it just seems so real to me. Like, why can't we swim after our shift when we're done? Well, take those MC shirts off, you dummies. Come on.
We're just going to go for a dip real quick. It's going to be all right. Kenny. They remind me of both of them. They're Kenny.
Yeah, they're Kenny,
that's my access there. Not my brother. My brother would be very much like, I have punched out. I am going to go to the community pool now to go cool off. No, Kenny though.
Oh, Kenny jumped your fence.
Kenny would. Kenny would actually swipe that barely used towel on the way out because he just likes it. So he would have, not anymore.
Anyway, I love the fact that they're both working there. I think it's going to be comedic gold.
Yeah, and Gio happened to be like the responsible one. That's a good time.
Gio having to look over his goofy, stupid brother now.
yes, like it's great. They're really laying the foundation of that like next the Quartermain kids. I don't know exactly what to call them because Rocco's not really a Quartermain, but he kind of is adjacently.
Well, yeah, because he's a Falconeri.
Yeah, right. And the Falconeries are entwined with the Quartermains because of the whole Olivia situation. So, he's adjacent to the Quartermain. Danny is, because he's Jason's kid.
There's even there's even a Falconeri child that's now adopted and has become a Quartermain in Leo.
And there's a Falconeri child that is a Quartermain in Gio.
Yeah.
So, it just continues to tighten. The bonds will never break between the Quartermains and Falconeries. Keep Rocco away from the bar, though. You're right, Chandra. He's already establishing himself a little AJ streak, even though he's not a Quartermain. No, but the pool sequence was good. Lulu watching, too, and being like, oh, you're so handsome. Like, that whole entire sequence was just so... Like, the people who are begging for realism on their soaps, you got it this week with their day at the pool.
And I liked Brooke, overlooking and seeing that they're having a great conversation together and making some kind of connection. That made Brooke so stinking mad and so jealous. How dare you do this to my family? And then I'm supposed to watch you have a good time with them too?
Here's the thing, Ma. Oh, goodness. No. So Lulu had this information. She held on to it. She was irresponsible with it, basically. And Gio accidentally found out that Dante and Brooklyn are his parents because Brooklyn let it slip. Or, excuse me, Lulu let it slip. You know, he overheard the confrontation that he was having with Lois. She was having with Lois. Now we have Brooklyn, who's getting the file on Britt. You know, getting the evidence, the hard facts. There is no doubt that this is the thing that actually happened, and it's not just rumor that I heard. You know,
and Lulu being so indignant back at her house with, I don't keep anything from my kids.
Exactly. They flash back to it. They flash back to it, which is the main motivation for Brooklyn's decisions. Here's the thing. So Brooklyn gets this file. She has the information. She gets everything confirmed as she suspected. And then Rocco accidentally finds it. Danny gets it and shows, oh, your name's on this. And they flip through, and you know they're gonna find these revelations. There's gonna be a big confrontation next week about it and fallout and all that sort of stuff. Here's what I'm thinking, though. All right, I don't think Brooklyn ever intended on sitting Danny down and saying, by the way, kid, here's the reality of your birth. I think she planned on sitting Lulu down and saying, Rocco down and saying, hey, by the way, kid, here's the reality of your birth. I think she planned on sitting Lulu down and saying, oh, by the way, this file proves that you're a dirty, stinking liar. Rocco has accidentally found out the information that Brooklyn has uncovered, just like Gio accidentally found out the information that Lulu uncovered. They have now essentially done the exact same thing to each other. Rocco's secret is way less hurtful.
They have.
Way less hurtful, Rocco's secret is. Actually, Rocco should be very happy to hear this. Oh, you rescued me? The only thing that I feel Rocco could be hurt by was, you never intended on my existence.
That could be true. That could be true. And not, he's too young to have this much inner thought this way, but he might say, well, how about the woman that mothered me my first year? How about my first connection? Where is she?
He might have questions.
He would have questions.
And that's where he finds old mossy grown Brit in the secret lab underneath the hospital. You know, let me go seek out the only person that is still around that had a deep connection with Britta. Let me go find Dr. Obrecht. Let me go talk to Dr. O about this. Get a perspective on this person that actually birthed me. I mean, it could be there, but I don't see this as like a relationship shattering secret. How dare you keep this from me?
What did she call herself? Oh, she was Oma, right?
Yeah, that's the grandma, Oma.
Yeah, she's Oma.
I'm sure Rashandra says, I'm sure that Rocco doesn't know that Lulu was once pregnant by Dylan either. That secret will come out at some point. Ooh, a child, a brother or a sister that I never got to know.
That's true.
Whew.
That's true.
You know what? Everybody listen to Chandra. Like the video.
That was Tracy's original great-great-grandchild.
Yes.
And she clearly respected Lulu's wishes and Lulu's decision, and was able to get very past it. She loves Lulu very much.
Right. Just like she loves Brooklyn. Did you see that the GH crew will be on Family Feud in a couple of weeks? Asks Lee. I did not see that.
I did hear that, and I believe I saw that it was going to be July 10th. But don't set your DVR. That's what I said.
Let's see if there's a cast list. Let's see if there's a cast list announced.
Oh, I would think that there's no way that Laura Wright's not on there, and she will be team leader.
An epic feud between General Hospital and Young and the Restless stars.
Ooh, that's interesting.
On Family Feud. Let me see here. Here we go. Young and the Restless co-stars: Melissa Claire Egan, Chelsea. Michelle Stafford, Phyllis, former General Hospital star. Joshua Morrow as Nick. And Brighton James as Damon.
Yeah.
Who's going to be on the Young and the Restless side. Was that 5 people?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let's see if we got a General Hospital list here. Let me scroll this here. It's not just a list. You know how things are buried in articles, right?
Yes, I do.
This might only just cover the Young and the Restless one half. I don't know. General, let me look at the chat here. Anybody got a chat? Nope, not in the chat yet either. Oh boy.
I would think it's Laura Wright.
This is really boring dead air. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't have a quick answer as to who on General Hospital's on it, but you got the Young and the Restless list, folks.
Yeah.
Somebody look it up for me, please. Please tell me. Oh, I'm sure. Carly definitely. I don't think Sonny will do it. I don't think Maurice Bernard would. Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly would be fun.
Josh Kelly would be, he'd be perfect.
Laura Wright, Josh Kelly, that's 2. And then we can round it out with, Cameron Matheson would be totally down, wouldn't he?
You would think so.
But he's a booked man, though. He'd have to have time.
Yeah, he's very booked. He's a busy dude.
Let's see. Who else would I put on the Family Feud cast for General Hospital? This is just so deep when it comes to charismatic talent.
Hey, do you think that they'll ever let? Do you ever think that they'll let Nicholas out of jail?
Donnell Turner.
He'd be great.
And then I'll round it out with Van Hansis. Why not? Boom. Oh, Gio. There you go. I mean, Melissa said something about Gio, but that's not exactly who she's suggesting for the team. But Giovanni Mazza, multi-entertainment superstar. And will they let Nicholas out of jail? I think eventually, one day, when they have a strong story for it. I don't think that they just want him around. I think that they would want him around for a reason.
Well, I would like him to get out and help with the Sidwell thing, because Sidwell's really a Cassadine.
Like he can do the revelation. This thing I heard in prison. By the way, cousin Alexis. I only want Nicholas back if it's Marcus Coloma. I just need a little more breathiness in my life.
No. I want Adam Huss back.
To be able to do a couple of impressions.
Adam Huss scene when he comes to his mother's door with the baby. Oh, so good.
I miss ASMR Marcus Coloma. And the ability to just lull people into a state of relaxation through this impression of Nicholas Cassadine.
Did you notice that Sonny does that too? Sonny, when he's like trying to be dangerous and scary, he whispers.
I will let you know that I will take you into the Pine Barrens and no one will ever find you again.
He does do that.
Absolutely. Jeannie did not make it to the day players, but that's all right. You know what we're going to do, Jeannie, for you when we take a look at the day players ourselves up here in the next couple of weeks at the GH Fan Club event. What we're going to do is we're going to scream, Jeannie loves you, right at the stage, okay? We're going to do that. Finola Hughes. Here it is. Here's the cast list. Are you ready?
Let's go. Somebody found it.
All right. Thank you very much, Chandra, doing the deep research for us, as I didn't, because I don't do those things. Chandra, you would have hated having me as a student, okay? You would have hated it. You'd been like, what do you mean you didn't do your work and you still got this B+ on the test? It's because I don't want to do the homework. I just know the material.
Chandra, he will do the homework. He will just misplace it and not turn it in. He will actually do the homework. He just can't.
There might be a crumpled ball of disorganized homework that got crushed underneath a binder or two, underneath in the bottom of my backpack, in which I'm like, I can't find the assignment. I know I did it, but I can't find it because it's been absolutely destroyed between underneath 2 different binders at the bottom of my backpack. That sort of stuff never ever happened to me. I was a wonderful student. I was the best. All right, 4.2 average, folks. I graduated magna cum nothing. All right. Here's the list. Finola Hughes, Anna Devane, Donnell Turner. Hey, that's 1 point for me. Wow, Rena Sofer. Okay, is she gonna do it like this?
I'm telling you.
Rena Sofer is a good choice because people would recognize her from other shows.
Absolutely.
And they'd be like, oh, she's on, and then they would tune in and go, oh, she's not on. Tanisha Harper.
Oh, nice.
That's because she's a beautiful lady. I would put her in the front of the line of everything General Hospital.
Yeah, I would
and
too.
shockingly enough, for me, Maurice Bernard.
Really?
I just don't see, because I'm shocked. Are they going to feed him some answers? Because
Who is going to be team captain? Will it be Maurice?
It would have to be Finola.
Or Finola. I would think Finola as well because she's the most senior cast member.
That and also
and you know how much do you remember Matthew how much natural grace she has?
Yes, and those are the reasons why I think that she would be the team captain choice for it, because there's that final say and the banter and the this and the, that and the other thing that I just don't think that Maurice has the charisma for now. He might have had it before, but I think now it would be a bigger challenge for him to be quicker on his feet, to have that banter with the host. You know, I think Finola would be more successful at that.
I agree.
Unless they were going to talk about depression, and then he'd be all over it, and he'd be great.
Exactly, if it was a different kind of program.
Right. I want Sidwell to be verified as a Cassadine just in time for Valentine to come back and take everything away from him somehow. And then make Valentine and Alexis? What? Melissa, you're just getting off the deep end there. I
would like Valentine to come back, though. Valentine plays good and bad at the same time really well.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah. Oh, Maurice may be doing it because it's a show that his kids watch. Well, that's fair, Melissa.
Well, it's his show that his kids watch. And I bet you the beneficiary of winning is going to be something for mental health.
Especially if he's team captain. Chandra thinks that he'd be able to banter with Steve Harvey, so maybe I'm not giving him enough credit, folks. Maybe I'm sitting here just being a little judgy mister. And I shouldn't be. We talked to Maurice Bernard.
If you wanted to go on with a just longer presence on the show, it would be Finola. But I think both of them are an excellent choice.
We talked to Maurice Bernard. We've talked to him face to face. We were like, hey, Cowboy Mike was great. And he's like, yeah, he was awesome. Cowboy Mike, yeah. He did that. Mm-hmm. Okay, he didn't do that.
I find for me so far, talking to Maurice Bernard, is you need to approach him about the show and talk about a particular scene that you enjoyed that he was in.
Oh yeah, he'll tell you all about it.
And then he will talk to you at length.
Yeah.
But I have found, because I've tried it both ways, you guys, and he was very engaging when I did that. And it was very fun, and we both enjoyed ourselves.
Absolutely.
And then I came to him in more of a personal way, because we're kind of both from the Bay Area and around the same age. And he was like, get out of here.
I don't care that you used to go cruising down Fremont Boulevard. Go on. Move on out of here. Valentine and Alexis as a team of cousins, not lovers. They bonded as cousins. They can bond as family again. Valentine and Alexis as a team, like AJ and his cousin Sky used to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, there's always he needs to be Valentine. A little less stuffy then.
There's always room for Valentine, and Shauna also agrees. Valentine and Anna were great, and I think that there's plenty of room for Valentine and Anna as well. I think Valentine could very well be the love of Anna's life, and have it be very convincing.
I don't know if I do believe that Robert is the love of her life.
Finola Hughes says no to that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it seems that way. But it was interesting, though. That makes me think of the conversation she had with Jordan, where Jordan was like, Jordan has the feels for Curtis again. She does. And I think he does for her as well. But I believe right now it's a little imbalanced. I think she's thinking about him when he ain't around more than he's thinking about her when she's not.
I would say that too, yeah.
So, but my point is that Anna did tell her, well, you are never going to get him, totally, I'm paraphrasing, of course, you're never going to get him out of your mind. You are going to always have a special spot for him. Yeah.
And it's true. Everybody holds a candle for people that they desperately loved.
But when Anna was saying that to her, to me, her reference was Robert.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. There's Robert, and then there's other people that she's loved. Mm-hmm. Robert's a good choice, though. Robert's a big one. Oh, goodness. You know what I want to talk about?
And I probably feel more about that than perhaps maybe you would, because I watched those arcs.
I didn't see any of it. I missed it all. I mean, it's Robert and Anna.
I saw Robert and Anna run into each other, And
then who else? I mean, Anna's had other big loves. Who else? Who's the second?
And Robin with a mommy.
Who's the second big love? There's another big Anna love, right?
Yeah, oh shoot, why can't I think of his name? The Scotsman,
Duke.
Duke. Yeah, Duke
Yeah,
Lavery, of
that's the
course.
one. That's the one.
Duke Lavery.
Before it gets too late.
And they ought to have what's his name come back and come back on the show because he looks so much like Ian Buchanan and he's the son of Anna and Duke.
You're talking about what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one guy.
The one that
The dude.
Tiki and Ava were messing with
Yeah,
together.
yeah, I know who you're talking about. That one guy.
The doctor.
That one fella.
Yeah.
Griffin.
You guys remember his name. I know you do.
Griffin. That's the name.
Griffin, yes.
Griffin.
Griffin. But the actor, that plays Griffin, he looks so much like Ian
Yeah,
Buchanan.
yeah. The audience, Duke. I led you in. I led you in, folks. I knew it was
Yes.
Duke the whole time. All right,
Yes,
I was
but yes.
teasing you. I was quizzing the audience. That's what I was doing.
But yes, Anna has a big past.
Yeah, and she also has lots of love for Valentine, and I think maybe that's going to be her great modern love because Robert and Duke are old timey yesteryear romances.
But the big difference between Anna and Valentine is a lot of the reference that they tell us about their love story was off screen. We never saw it.
Yeah, we got to see a good year of
We
them
never
together,
seen
though.
a hunchbacked Valentine, okay?
Never, not once. He came in as a perfectly fine Theo Hart. As it turns out,
So their backstory, we
Valentine.
never saw their backstory. We didn't see them until, the last few years.
It's funny because James Patrick Stewart tells the story of the first time he read Theo Hart's real name, Valentine Cassadine, but he didn't know anything about General Hospital at the time, and so he's out there doing his line saying, "My name is Valentine Cassadine," and and they had to tell him, "Oh no, it's not Valentine Cassadine, that's for sure. It's Valentine." Valentine Cassadine. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. Father Griffin.
Dying.
Griffin is canonically dating Ellie Spinelli, and you are right, Melissa.
That's
you
true.
are right. The picture of Ellie's new boyfriend was Griffin. 100%.
It was. Yeah, I forgot all about that. You're right.
1,000%.
But don't you think that would be a cool person to come back, though?
Oh yeah. There's room. There was rumblings before. Anytime anybody leaves Entertainment Tonight, they're like, "Oh, they're coming back to General Hospital." Pretty much anytime anybody leaves anything that they've done, and they used to be on General Hospital, people are like, "Oh, they're coming back." Oh yeah. We got to talk about it before it gets too late and we forget, Ma.
Okay.
The incredible betrayal of the Ashfords by one Kai Taylor.
Yeah, and I think he knew that he's betraying the family.
Yes.
But I just don't think he really understands the magnitude of it.
The tough part is for me, and folks, and it has everything to do with the fact that these two young children, they're not done with college yet. They're 22. They're barely newborns out here in the world. Okay, these two kids don't know nothing. They just learn their shapes. All right.
No, yeah, they're in the beginning of learning what it is to be grown. That's for sure.
And so they're going to learn that really enjoying the company of somebody else does not equal supreme and deep, unending, and everlasting love. Mm-hmm. You might sing it in a flash mob. Everlasting love. You might think that. That might be the song in your heart when you're hanging out with, Kai and Trina and such. But action is proving that their words do not actually match the depth of the care for one another, because if Kai cared as much as he says he does, or thinks he does, at least, I won't say says, I'll say thinks he does,
Right.
he would be respecting the opinion of the entirety of his girlfriend's family, more so than my personal experience with this man.
Right. I think that all of this has happened to Kai has really hammered his self-confidence. And just what Drew is presenting just seems so great. And he's he's being taken advantage of, and he's just so naive and young that he just doesn't quite get it. Not really.
Without football, Kai doesn't know who he is. That's very
Exactly.
well established. He doesn't know what to do, how to think, how to feel, how to spend his day if it's not football related. Very well established. The only person in Kai's orbit that's telling him who he is now is Drew. Everybody else is, you'll figure it out, you'll find a way. It's now the whole world is open, you're gonna find something else you're passionate about. And Drew's standing there going, no, you're exactly the person I need right here, right now, as the man you are today. I just need you to stand by my side and join the bandwagon. So that's incredibly enticing to
And
Kai.
we're gonna go and do great things together.
Right. So there's plenty of reason for Kai to trust Drew and believe Drew and all that sort of stuff. But when it just comes to the romantic relationship and the pairing of Kai and Trina, if he legitimately cared as much as he thinks he does, he absolutely would be looking out for reasons to believe Trina, not looking for reasons to betray her confidence.
Right.
Because, I got to step in now to save your reputation. This isn't his life, his money, his livelihood. This is about his reputation and maybe Willow's kids. This man doesn't know Willow.
No.
As a matter of fact, he's dating Jocelyn's best friend. And Jocelyn's brother is the father of these children, and so by the nature of his romantic relationship, if he cared as much as he thinks he does, he would be more on that side as well.
I just think I'm being young and naive. That's all. Yes, and like I said at the beginning, I do realize that I think he does know what he's doing. However, he just doesn't understand the magnitude of what will happen, and he doesn't understand the dastardly devil Drew is. No. And doesn't really understand what he's really capable of.
And he let this thing go immediately too. So Trina is going to be extra pissed.
Oh yeah.
Like this is it. This is it for these two. They're not going to repair this fracture in the relationship.
I think it's the end of Kai and Trina. I don't see here. Yeah. I was actually surprised that they ever had Trina lay down with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just didn't see, you didn't see the merit of their relationship and story.
Not really.
I hear that. I didn't get long-lasting vibes from them either. I got pairing that would last because they wanted to, not necessarily because it had to. It's headed for disaster. I don't know how much longer Kai has on the show if he's not with Trina, because they've done nothing when it comes to establishing anything outside of his whole football thing. And when it comes to this...
All they could do was have him just continue to be led by his nose by Drew.
Yeah, I mean, so he can stick around and do that. He could become a villain, someone recruited by Drew, another victim falling for his charm, like Willow. Or he can be shipped off to DC to go be his proxy over there.
They could that's an easy exit.
Mm-hmm. And now we also have this new development too when it comes to the political rumblings, the new political umbrella stories of General Hospital. And that's Ezra Boyle and Sidwell.
Yeah.
Because Sidwell's I'm funding everything that you're doing, which means you're my puppet.
Yeah.
Is basically what he established
and you know what? Sidwell actually, I thought he spoke to Ezra more aggressively than he has anybody else. Whereas before he talked with everybody, he kind of manipulates and tries to do a dance,
Yeah.
Or kind of a verbal dance. Yeah. That's what he tries to do. Where with Ezra, he was talked down to him, told him what he was going to do, and it was just different. The vibe was different. There's no
partnership here. I'm not trying to lull you into this. I'm already in control. I'm already funding.
You're my flunky. Go do what I say.
If you want to be mayor, if you want to use that as your stepping stone into whatever's next, senatordom, Congress, presidency, you can go the Gavin Newsom route. Mayor, governor, president. That could be you, Ezra Boyle, but all you have to do is everything I say. Yes.
Yes.
He could be Brick's son? Who? Isaiah?
Kai.
Kai. Maybe. I wish I wrote Ezra as a slicker politician. He's rather bumbling. I think that's the point. He's a bumbler who fell into the orbit of Drew trying to get ahead, and now he's being manipulated by Sidwell. He's kind of the lamb. You know?
He stepped in it before he realized he should have a shoe cover on.
Right, like there's people who, and it probably happens in real life too, and it definitely happens in political entertainment that you see on primetime TV, where there's the person who's trying to get into the game, but they have no skill with it. They just get manipulated until they've been completely consumed, killed, used entirely, and then abandoned and discarded.
Yeah.
So, I'm with it. Plus, too, I was just commenting that at this point in time, Sidwell has just been like the fearsome benefactor. We really haven't seen him up to much bad. We've seen some bad. But when it comes to his mainstay on the show, moving on this food island and beyond, he hasn't really done anything too horrible that we know about. Now we're getting into it. Now we're seeing that he really is getting in as deep as he possibly can.
Exactly. And did you see the highlights for next week, Matt?
I did not.
Somebody's thrown some kind of a Molotov cocktail or a bomb or something inside of Charlie's.
Not Charlie's.
Yes, it's Charlie's. That was the very last scene and it was a very tight scene too. It was a tight scene.
Are we going to lose Charlie's?
It was a tight scene. You could see the word Charlie's on the wall, and you saw the flame, whatever thingy come in.
So somebody threw, oh my gosh, behind the bar. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't see it. That's crazy.
And you know that Sidwell's got himself some big old plans because he's flipping through Sunny pictures and flipping through
the whole family. The whole family.
I know.
Yeah.
And when you get all of them, that's kind of a stick. Right?
Especially if it includes all the ex-girlfriends.
He had there was Sonny, there was Michael. There was pretty much pictures of all the adults.
They're burning down Charlie's. Chandra says, Charlie's just got a new set. I don't know. What if they burn down Charlie's and that's it?
Yeah.
Because they got that other bar now.
It appears from the tight shot they did that it's nighttime.
In the dead of night.
It's nighttime.
Maybe Christina does it to herself. I was thinking that Kai would be great as the son of Keisha Ward.
Well,
I don't know. I fear Kai may be finding his exit before long.
I would think so too. I think so too.
I don't know what that means for Trina and her romantic pairings in the future, if she even really needs one right away. But and I could be wrong. Maybe she will forgive him. I doubt it.
Maybe she would.
I doubt it.
It just doesn't seem like a Trina move to forgive him.
Oh no. It might actually be like a character defining, developing moment where she, does something. I don't know. It's tough. But she'll have an opinion, and she'll let him know. And that's what we live for here on the 10th floor, is watching these characters tell each other their opinions. I like it when they argue, when they have a differing of opinions, when they see things differently. I really enjoy it when they're both right and wrong. That's always a fun story. That's the Brooklyn and Lulu story. They're both right and wrong all at the same time.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. And I like the idea too of in a week or two, this whole Rocco thing goes down, and then we have another Brooklyn and Lulu confrontation where Brooklyn's like, "Hey, I did not intend on telling this kid. That was never my intention." Because I also want all those commentary people on Twitter to eat it. Because they're just spinning. How Brooklyn's a evil, terrible, horrible human, just the worst woman that's ever been born, intending to hurt a child. We don't know that, and I don't think she's intending.
We don't know that.
And I don't think she's intending on doing that.
Definitely, we already saw that Rocco is indeed going to see that. He has already seen the file, and it was not intended for him to see it. No. So we already know that.
No, we know that it was not intended.
We know. Yeah, but Brooklyn's sloppy, leaving that stuff just sitting out there in the kitchen.
Absolutely. They also sort of, earlier in the previous episode too, kind of half established that this is also Brooklyn's workspace, which is silly because she would have an office. It's the Quartermain estate. Her office would not be the adjacent dining room. But regardless, Rocco and Danny stumble in after their shift.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, sorry, did we interrupt? Were you working? She's like, kinda, get the hell out of here, right? Because they're good together.
That Jason came in there and talked to him too. I loved it.
Oh my god, I didn't even write that down as a note. That was a wonderful thing to happen this week. The whole Jason thing, and then Dante comes in, and then they have that chance to put to bed the story that they didn't continue with.
Right.
The whole rival parenting of
right.
Dante and Jason that they
now
didn't.
they're on the same page now.
Yeah, so
and
good.
you know, and Dante, he tried to get Gio to go to the ball game with all of them.
It was the violin thing, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It wasn't a ball game. It was going to see,
the concert.
The concert.
She was like, I don't like music anymore.
And then Dante actually offered the tickets to him anyway.
Yeah, Dante's trying. He's trying to be a good dad.
Yeah, he is trying. He is trying, and Gio will come around, but they're not right away.
No, not right away.
Not right away. I'm still waiting for that conversation where it's just a really long, good conversation of the three of them together: Dante, Brooklyn, and Gio.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. It'll be the big catharsis moment
mm-hmm.
where they move forward, trying, and maybe it'll be Rocco centralized, because he's having a big scandal coming his way. And Gio, and Gio is very specific. He's like, there's only a couple of people in my life that I trust, all right? There's Rocco, and there's you, Lulu, and that's it, all right? Everybody else can go eat rocks.
I don't know why he's got this affirmation for Lulu, though, because Lulu...
Because you're the only one that ever said the truth.
Yeah, well, look why.
Well, it doesn't matter why. You're the only one that had the bravery.
Lulu can say all she wants, that she did this just for Dante, and that's baloney. Part of it was revenge and being a catty little turd.
She spent so much more breath saying about how Brooklyn is evil and a liar and for everything that she's ever done than she ever did saying, I'm doing this for Dante. Mm-hmm. Way much more breath, spitting venom about a Brooklyn that doesn't exist anymore, or hadn't existed until you woke her up, Lulu. Mm-hmm. But that Brooklyn hadn't existed. She hadn't existed for years. That Brooklyn died when her throat was slashed by Nell. But Lulu was in a coma at the time. That Brooklyn stayed in the house that raised Bailey Lou, that she moved out of.
Absolutely. The relationship of Maxie and Brooklyn should tell Lulu 100%.
Everything that she needs to know.
Brooklyn's not the same anymore.
Exactly. But she's still working off of 4-year-old information of a woman that has greatly matured in the time that you've been in a coma, but you missed all of it. And so you're treating her as though she is coming from an angle that she doesn't come at anymore, which is understandable to one degree because she was your arch nemesis, Lulu. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, just like my mom said, and if you had a chance to talk to her, she would have told you, look at her relationship with Maxie. They were at each other's throats just like you were.
Yeah.
And now they're besties. Why? Because of a little Bailey Lou. Have we told you the story of little wheezy Faison? Sit down next to this fire. I've got a story to tell you.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you remember Peter? Of course you remember Peter. You worked for him at the Invader. Okay. As it turns out, he was a psycho. Did you know that? You knew that. Okay. You knew that before. Great. Good. Okay. All right. So he and Maxie had a baby. Oh, good. We're getting into territory you don't know. Excellent. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, Lulu, listen up. Put the baby in the box, Maxie. That happened. Mm-hmm. All right? They abandoned the baby at the fire station so they can go scamper off and make another one. Peter didn't care. We'll just make another baby, Maxie. We can do this for generations.
And ultimately, what happened? His own mother aunt let him lie there and die.
After Felicia bashed his head in.
After badass Felicia whacked him one.
Into a drain, all right? And you know what happened afterward? Maxie got the baby right back out of that box.
Yep. That's what happened.
By the way, where's Charlotte? Is she with Kevin and Ace in D.C.? The joke that just won't die, folks. Kevin and DC. Yes, that's exactly where it is. Folks, since I know you're making a joke, Jeannie, when it comes to the kids,
there is an island of misfit toys on General Hospital. Okay,
there
it's
is
right next to Spoon Island.
when it comes to the kids. They're going to be on when they're necessary and not anytime they're not. I was shocked we had a Leo mention this week.
Too,
you know,
actually.
So if the kids aren't a part of the story, then the chances of you seeing them are very slim, unless they're super tiny and it's like, oh, what a cute little family moment. But then that's still a part of the story. Right. The kids don't just hang out in the background and all that sort of stuff. So Charlotte's not going to come through and grab a bagel just to fill the scene. But she will come in with a revelation, a development, something that matters. Maybe she'll even have a scene with Rocco at some point, being like, hey, I'm a test tube baby too. You know, tube babies. You know, that's the thing we have in common. Don't feel too bad about it.
Under twins, you know?
You know, exactly. You know, just, tube baby fist bump. You and me, Rocco. Yeah. Mom didn't give birth to me either. She gave birth to neither one of her children. As a matter of fact, she was pregnant once and was like, oh, I can't do this. So, it's actually, we lucked out over the fact that we were born of these nefarious circumstances.
Well, if you want to get right, well, that is one way to tell it, Matt. Holy moly.
Carolyn says that rumors say that Maxie is leaving. Melissa says that rumors say that Sasha is leaving. And I'll add that rumors say that Cody is leaving. Which means that all of these rumors are bull. Nobody's leaving.
I hope no one's leaving.
The truth is...
We've had enough leaving. Haven't we had enough leaving for right now?
Yeah, the truth is, Josh Kelly is no longer on contract. But that doesn't mean he's done. He's in the heart of several stories. If they were to be writing Cody out, they would be writing him out suddenly.
Oh yeah, and there's so much room for a Cody Britt kind of thing going on, because they were a thing once upon a time.
Yeah, there's plenty of room left.
They fussed and fought all the time.
All they did was remove the commitment for Josh Kelly to have to be there. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be. Valentine was recurring the entire time. He was never signed to a contract. And they used the hell out of that character.
Maybe Josh Kelly himself wanted to go recurring.
It's a possible
thing going
folks, on. He could have been cast in a play, and he's like, hey, let me have the contract so we can do the play. Any number of different things. Yeah. Charlotte is kind of part after not seeing her mom for 4 years. Well, they see each other off screen. I think that's what we're supposed to believe.
Yep. Well, it's kind of a days of our lives kind of existence right now.
Yeah, coming in and out when you need it. Wally Kurth, too. Yeah, famously. Wally Kurth is non-contractable. Yes. Melissa suggests that Josh Kelly is negotiating. And that's entirely possible. Remember when Kate over on Days of Our Lives was off contract for 2 weeks and people threw a fit?
Yeah. They were just negotiating.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Super chats are active. Thank you for reminding everybody of that, Chandra. Super chats are active. If you want to donate to the show, you can. We'll withdraw it before we go to the big Super General Hospital fan club event.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Got my hotel already, and we got our tickets.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be going. It's going to be at the very end of July into the early parts of August. Yep. So if you want us to have coffee and have sandwiches and be fueled, you can help. By contributing to the show through the Super Chat, Super Thanks function, you can donate through Buy Me a Coffee. You can listen to the audio version of this podcast wherever you can find your favorite podcasting, on your favorite podcasting channel. And that gives us a little cent-a-doodle when you listen to the ads that run there.
No, I know we got a couple of commuters still listening to us. I know we do.
You can subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and that will push us toward that super goal, which would make it so your viewership alone makes it so we can buy coffee and have sandwiches at the General Hospital Fan Club event, so long as, lots of people watch.
We've been 25 away for a long time.
It feels like we've been 25 away for a long time, that's for sure. That's for sure. In reality, we're still 26 away, so subscribe. Oh gosh, yeah. When it comes to any rumors of anybody leaving, I wouldn't put any salt in that. Not until anybody makes an official announcement anywhere. I mean that's our policy.
Yeah,
That's our
pretty much.
policy on that.
And we don't go digging too hard either.
Jeannie wants to go, but it's a little out of reach. And it's out of reach for lots of people. And it would be out of our reach if we weren't doing a podcast and if it wasn't for the contributions that y'all made and for the fact that we just want to do it, like, real bad. And Mom lives up there and I live down here and we don't, see each other in person. That has a lot to do with it, I'm sure, too. So it's just us.
And if Matthew and I are in California, I mean, it's just down the road for him. And I can drive there in 5 hours. And I don't fly. I drive it. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I drive it 5 hours.
So we figure, might as well so we can talk to y'all about it.
Yeah.
We're going to take lots of pictures, Liz. We're going to share the best we can.
We don't see each other a ton.
No.
We typically see each other for Christmas and General Hospital events.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, now I've got a car. So,
Yes.
that's working and I've paid for it and has insurance. It's registered. All these things that I was worried about before.
All these essential things.
All of these things that prevented me from traveling distance in the past because I didn't want to get pulled over by CHP or a sheriff. Anyway. Oh, goodness gracious. So, anyway, thank you very much, Liz, for your Super Chat donation.
Thanks, Liz.
We couldn't do it without people like you, without viewers like you. The beginning of this podcast was brought to you by Lee. The conclusion is brought to you by you. And Liz. Mostly Liz. Anyway, that's it. All that sort of stuff. I'm done talking about it. It's hot in this room today.
Yeah, and
the AC in the hospital's broke.
We'll be back, what, an hour
45 minutes. 45 minutes.
Hour and 15 minutes, we'll be back.
Hour and 15? Is it 45 minutes?
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, in 45 minutes.
I got my brain on
We're going to talk about
backwards.
Days of Our Lives. We're going to talk about Beyond the Gates for the last time because Beyond the Gates is taking next week off. So,
I've heard that, but I didn't confirm it. Are they really taking it off?
My understanding is, yes, it will be repeats next week of Beyond the Gates. First 5 episodes being rebroadcast. Something about soccer or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel as though there's something happening on the network that is possibly maybe a bleed through possibility, an overtime might, so they're just not gonna or something type of thing. I don't know exactly though. Do the research for me, chat, and if you join us at 1:30 for the Beyond the Gates Days of Our Lives talk, you can tell me what I should say on the podcast live, and then it'll be a great collaboration and partnership.
We see each other in 45 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, Carolyn. Thank you very much, Carolyn, for your Super Chat donation. Saying get good pictures at the LA event. And that's what we're going to do, Carolyn. We're going to get pictures. We're going to have experiences, and we're going to share them all with you.
And we will do a little live stuff, too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Millie with her donation as well. Thank you so much, Millie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much for the clapping hippo.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Y'all
much.
both really appreciate you very much.
My goodness. All right. Well, don't go too... Well, Sandra, you're going to have to click on a new video when you get back. So anyway, that's it. Go visit my mama's Poshmark store. Link in the chat. That's it. All right, folks. Go spend some time with your families. I've been Matt.
And I've been Kat.
Go and, we'll be back in 45 minutes and like and subscribe and share this video and all of that stuff I didn't say this time, but... Goodbye. Take care. Ending broadcast in 3, 2. Miss DJ with another super chat. I'm just going to leave this running here for a second just to make sure everybody is getting their generous donations in before I click the off button. Because,
but I have to eat a sandwich and go to the bathroom.
I understand, but people are giving us cash, Mom. I feel like a stripper on a pole. Just throw your dollar bills at me. All right, go eat your sandwich. I'll just ramble. So, and then stuff happens, and you know what I think? He's got like a mop head. If the pool gets all messy, they can just turn Rocco upside down and use his hair to just absorb all the extra water.